Welcome to the Upstate CFO Council. This organization was founded in 2019 by Robert Bendetti in order to provide a networking and educational forum for senior financial executives to share best practices, to discuss current financial issues, and to learn about current topics related to the performance of their job.
Good morning, Renee. How are you doing?
I'm just great. How are you?
I'm super excited to get to do this. This is take two. We tried doing this last week and we were having a little internet problem. So thank you for being patient and agreeing to do this again. Renee, let's see if I got this right. You are the CFO of the city of Clinton.
That's Clinton.
Clinton.
That's how they say it locally. So.
One thing I have learned is that I am mispronouncing the name of every city in South Carolina.
That's okay.
I believe before that you worked at the Spartanburg water system. Is that correct?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And you got your undergrad in finance from Clemson University.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And I think you went to high school in Anderson, South Carolina.
I did. Went to Westside High School.
And you live in the Upstate, right near Spartanburg? Is that correct?
Yes, I do. I live between Clinton, and Spartanburg.
Okay, I'm not the only one. I messed you up. And something interesting I think I found out about you from the interwebs is I think you have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. Is that right?
I have 3 children and 8 grandchildren.
8! Oh my gosh. My math is way off. Well, it is a pleasure to get to talk to you. I'm excited to have you. And let's get right into question number 1.
Okay.
What is the best business book you've ever read?
Okay. Well, my book is not necessarily a business book. It's more of an inspirational book, and is The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. And I've always liked that book because you're more likely to do better at your work if you have a positive attitude, and there's techniques and suggestions in there how to adjust your attitude from negative to positive, and you get a lot more done when you have that type of attitude in life.
That's so true. We've all worked with somebody who's really negative, and it just makes everything harder and
It
less
does.
fun.
It does. And, you have more of a will to overcome your problems and make them challenges when you have a positive mindset.
Renee, what about the best advice that you have ever received?
The best advice I've ever received was from my mother, and she says that my mom was like, you make your own happiness. She always told us that, and I think she stole it from this book because I found the book at her house with underlines and all of this type of thing in it. But she would say things like, when I can remember, with that teenage year when you were invited somewhere you didn't want to go, she says, well, if you think you're going to have a bad time, you're going to have a bad time. So she tried to instill that in us, that we would, if we looked at something with the anticipation of having a great time, we usually at least had a halfway good time. So
Yeah, it's so true how much your attitude can make a situation.
Mm-hmm.
How, when you think about it, how hard some people have, probably our worst day is somebody's best day.
That's right.
It's all about attitude.
That's right.
Question number 3, Renee, what's a new tool that you've recently picked up, or maybe a habit that you've started that you have found beneficial?
Well, something that we started at work, and we started it before the coronavirus, right before it, and it became exactly what we needed, was the Ring doorbell, because we locked our building down. And we started that because our receptionist was leaving at 3, and there would be like sometimes 3 or 4 women. That was all that was left in this huge building, and we didn't know who was in the building when we left at night. So we were using it. We had put our telephone numbers on the door to start with in case the doors, because I'd run downstairs and lock the door when everybody was gone just about. And so this really helped us to know who was at the door. And also our doors now have we use our ID badge to get in. So it's permanently locked with a security system. And also when people can't get in, they ring the doorbell and we say, what you want? No, we don't. We say, can I help you? And try to figure out if they're at the right building, because we have like 4 or 5 buildings within our city complex. And so most of the time they're at the wrong building because they put their address in their phone and this is where it brings them. So.
Yeah, I've installed one of those at my house. And if nothing else, I just like the animals, like the squirrels and the birds that set off my Ring camera video.
Yeah.
And if not, just knowing when packages are being delivered. So,
right. Yes.
Yeah, I bet Ring and the key fob companies have been doing really well during COVID. Don't you think?
Yes, I think they have. The key fobs was expensive for us. The other buildings already had them. Our building was just the last one to get one because we had a receptionist that actually sat there on. So.
Question number 4. Speaking of your job, what's your favorite part of your current job?
Right now, it's the people that I work with. We're really a good team, and we're coming around the corner and improving as we go. So, and just able to have a lot of teamwork and pass off, pick up where others left off and keep us on track to what we need to do. So we don't have a lot of people right now, so, in the building, and that makes a difference that we're able to pass that off, like the Ring doorbell. Who wants to get to do that? But you have to. So.
Renee, what about something personal about yourself that you wouldn't mind sharing with the rest of the CFO Council members?
Oh, well, I had a couple, but you've covered a few. Well, one thing is, goes back to the same thing about my favorite book is how do I handle stress? Sometimes I'll get to a point where I just don't know the solution, why something's out of balance or something like that. So one of the things I'll do is I'll get up and walk around a little bit. And as I walk, I'm thinking about that problem. And a lot of times I come back and I've figured it out while I was walking, what I needed to sit down and do, or it just gives me a fresh look when I sit back down. And it just comes so easy. Or I discuss it with somebody while I'm walking and as I journey through, and they'll say, and I'll say it something to them, and I'll say, oh, that's what I needed to do. So a lot of times just getting away from the problem and the walking around helps because we have a huge building. So.
Yeah, I think that's so true. I feel, it's got to be good for wellness. And also the blood's flowing, you're walking and talking, you're getting fresh air, you've got a different scenery. I think that's a fantastic way to get new ideas, be creative, solve problems. So.
Right. And sometimes on my way home, I'm trying to figure out a solution in the car because I have a drive. So I'll come up with a solution sometimes in the car. Wish I could write it down. Can't do that.
Yeah, I make those little audio memo notes in my phone sometimes because, I have these great ideas while I'm sitting in traffic. At least I think they're great ideas.
Yes, that's me too. So,
Renee, question number 6, last question. It happened so fast. What is something that I should have asked you that I didn't? What is your answer to that?
I gave you the wrong answer. That was the answer that you should have asked me. But something I'd like to share about myself would have been something you should have asked me. Well, one of the things that is important to me is family. You didn't ask me much about that. I have 8 grandchildren, and we all live far out in the country, as you can nowadays, and in the Upstate. And we have a lot of outdoor activities that we enjoy. So that's just something that I
Do you have a favorite outdoor activity? What do you like to do when you're outdoors?
I like to walk and run, and the grandchildren like to ride ATVs, four wheelers, and so we like to go down to the creek and the children, because I have little ones and they like to throw rocks in the creek, that type of thing. So
that's the best age, when the kids and grandkids can be entertained by throwing rocks.
Right.
That's a good life.
We always have to bring some rocks back with us. So.
Well, Renee, I have really enjoyed this, and I noticed a theme around your positive mental attitude. It is contagious, and I am in a better mood for talking to you. So
well, that's great.
Very much.
That was my goal. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.